Fuck the countdown.
What? We're fucking the countdown?
We're fucking the countdown.
Nice.
You're live on YouTube now, Ram, too, so.
Oh shit.
Go ahead and say
We're
something in the
all
background, mofo.
Wait,
Oh, you can't hear me because we're actually muted right now.
Oh, I can hear you though. The way I have it set up, it comes right through. So go ahead and say something.
Oh, so now
YouTube,
you
right?
can hear me?
Yeah.
This is some garbage.
Damn it, Mort.
Yeah. That's why I warned you.
Wow, Mort.
Yeah, I can mute you.
After
Oh,
the
no, I
fact.
can't.
So, are you gonna get banned if I say fuck shit?
Totally not. I unmonetized it all. Put a big old warning. Warning, possible language on this stream. I mean, yeah, 100%.
Why is it not? God damn it.
And it's looping.
Oh, pro streamer Ram.
Good job, Ram.
Oh,
You're
the
on a roll,
proest
bro.
of all streamers. Oh, man.
Good evening.
There we go. It's okay. Zero's logo is blocking Ram Bam, so it works.
I tried to tell him, RDP.
Why do we have the
man.
shout out thing playing? God damn it.
Because I did shout outs earlier.
Are you even on the right channel, bro?
God.
They weren't on the earlier scene, I gather, and now they're just backing up and loading up and everything, so yeah. What's going on, everybody?
What's
Wow.
You
happening?
can actually see us.
We got a monster guest today. And I'm not talking about Ram at all.
Rude.
Welcome.
Zero,
going on,
thank you for
guys?
joining.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, guys. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Our honor.
Absolutely, Zeros.
Happy to have you.
Trying to get you on for a little while.
And,
We got a
Glad it worked
good
out.
one. Sorry, was that? Ah, Ed!
Nice.
boom. Wow.
Nailed it. Very cool.
Doc Ravage. Yeah, we'll try not to talk over each other. I'm sure we're good at doing that, right? Right, guys?
No, not at all.
100%.
Mort,
Lots-
alerts aren't working.
That's not my fault. You're the one that's setting up here. What the hell? Ed with the 5
Not my
subs. Dun, dun,
fault.
dun, 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 dun. Thank you, Ed. And as a reminder to
Oh,
everyone,
I hate stream elements.
100% of everything that's donated on this channel goes to our military. So thank you all for everything you've done. We've raised over $400 so far in the short time we've been doing this. So I appreciate everybody that's doing that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm still trying to figure out a way to get the Canadian Mounties paid. I didn't figure that one out yet. Ricky P, you can help me with that?
They only accept maple syrup over here, so
Oh, well,
That'd
we
be
can make
hard.
it in some kind of payment, some form. It might be a sticky situation, but we can make it happen.
oh nice.
He's on a roll. Zero trying to hold it in.
I'm just mad I didn't think of it.
What's up, Obit? Sorry, it's going to be a little delayed on the YouTube side, guys, but I wanted to share it for people that don't come over to Twitch so you guys can see what's happening. So our voices will probably be a little bit behind the actual stream.
What the hell is that redeem that Ed just did? We didn't have that before.
Oh, Ricky P
No, no,
found
no.
it. Oh,
I'm not falling for that again.
oh
Not today.
so what does Ricky P need to say?
Oh.
What does Ricky P need to say?
So 50-10 Hall in
In French, which is
50 de coq.
Oh, no.
Coq. So,
That's how After Dark starts already.
all right. Now you're probably banned on Twitch now, Mort. on YouTube, I mean. So.
A YouTube career is just instantly over in French.
All right, let's get into
Thank you,
the
Ed.
agenda.
Classic.
Thank you, Ed.
Classic.
Quality.
So we
Starting
always
off
open
strong.
with a little GAC talk. You know, we're all pretty much GAC focused streamers, so that's always where we like to start off. I guess we'll start off with the guest. Rewind a couple weeks. How did 3v3 go for you?
Oh man, why you gotta do this to me? Man, 3v3 was awful for me. I had maybe the worst season I've ever had, actually. So I appreciate you bringing up those painful memories. It's really just the most helpful. I was hoping you'd just dump right into it. So
Do what I can.
So like efficiency play is the name of the game in 3v3, and I decided to spend a season trying unsuccessfully to play more slugfest kind of play, and it especially that combined with the fact that I started like on in place number 38 on the leaderboard. It was like I did okay. I started okay, and then things just derailed like crazy. So yeah. What's a painful memory for you guys? But,
3v3.
Sharing.
It was ass. I dropped pretty hard. It's not fun. But we are back to real GAC. How is it being back in real GAC land?
Man, I must have dropped it in like 5 different chats last night after I was done with my stream. I was like, I miss 5v5. Like,
I think we all did.
Oh, it was so nice. I was like, oh yeah, I remember these counters. This is good. This is gonna be good.
Don't worry, we'll be back to 3v3 in a month.
I know.
You shut it.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Oh God. Yeah, 3v3 was horrible. Not looking forward to it.
Yeah, no.
You get that shit out of your mid-level, I'm gonna time you out.
3v3 is the real. No. 5v5 is the real GAC.
Yes, 100%.
But we're back. How did round 1 go? I guess we're sort of merging into the first topic a little bit over here. But you face any crazy datacrons? Make any good use out of datacrons? How did it go for you?
For me, the guy I faced, I think he had, I forget I think it was just like 1 level 3 or level 6, something like that. Like he hadn't put much into it. I hadn't either. So, okay. I mean, I got a hold, and I didn't talk to my opponent, so I don't know, but he's from Ka, he's a good player, and he failed on my Jedi Master Kenobi in the back zone, and I'm just like, I'm guessing he failed the mirror, and I did have my best datacron on it, which was a Galactic Republic one that just does the percent. It's like if you start with, I forget now, it does max like 10% max health damage or something.
Oh, that's handy.
Like so I don't know if that like turned the tide or whatever. It's tough to know, but I do know he couldn't clear me, and I beat the shit out of his lineup, so it was good. It was good. Yeah, I know. I usually play so slugfest style, just horrible banners, and I was like, wow, over 1800. What is this? Like, yeah. So it was nice. It was nice, man. Yeah, I know. Unexplored territory for sure. What about you guys? Did you guys have a good first round?
Did we all have good first round? I know I had a good first round.
I did as well. Double
Very
win,
nice.
both accounts.
All right.
I had a very good round. I'm posting a video of, I don't do this often, but my GAC highlights is going to post tomorrow. So I had a lot of non-GL counters today. I had a very, very fun time today. Very enjoyable.
There we go. Rambam, did you end up winning?
Nope, I lost.
Oh,
Damn it, Ram.
No, so I don't even know what happened, man. I was messing around and ships caught me off guard, and as per usual. But I mean, it wasn't a big deal.
Suck.
Boost.
Yeah, I didn't get to research my opponent.
9,550 gifted a tier 1 sub to Tasnix.
Boost. I didn't get to really research my opponent. I was too busy with work and whatnot. So, kind of had the equal datacrons and whatnot. He was about 1 million GP lower than me. So, I mean, he put up a good fight. Got, I want to say 40 banners more than me. So, couple drop battles less, but no big deal. I full cleared.
All right.
Got to warm up back into 5v5, after this shit show of 3v3 thing.
It definitely felt like, getting the rust out, stretching a little bit, getting the feel for how things work again. I ended up surprisingly winning by an absurd amount. I got the full clear. I dropped one on fleets. I ended up with the 1795. I dropped a lot of banners here and there, lost some characters, but he ended up not clearing my bottom front, so he got 130. Killed my Ray for terrible banners. Killed my Datacron, Omicron, first row TIE pilot, whatever, for again terrible banners. Dropped on my gas, dropped on my DR, and then thrown the towel. So the drop on ships didn't make a difference, and ended up full clear win. That was a fun one. He did have a Datacron Ray in the back. It ended up making no difference because it had the ability that stacks offense whenever they have 2 or more dispellable buffs, but nobody on the team was giving out enough buffs to actually proc the Datacron's ability at all. So it literally had no effect, and JML counter was no different than it would have been otherwise. So
I'm interested to see what I don't know about you guys, but I'm interested to see next week what the results are on SWGOH.gg. Because I know I put down, I want to say 3 Datacrons. I put down 1 that was solely Inquisitors, debuff heavy, and it was like the Amplify Agony one on Inquisitors, which is apparently like the best one. And then I put down the Lord Vader one with all the dark side dealing debuffs, whatever thing. And the light side was buffs, and they get 5% offense or something like that. Put that with, I want to say JKR. Threw him on the back wall, and yeah, I mean, he one-shot him, so I'm interested to see what he did for him. He went pretty heavy offense though, so
fair enough. Actually, that's sort of a interesting point with the SWGOH.gg. If it's not showing Datacrons, and even if it is showing Datacrons, those counters are suddenly become a little bit less useful, depending on what Datacrons are applied, what's available where. Win rates are going to be skewed very, very heavily because of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, like last night, it was just so random. My guy had relict Ewoks, and he put him on defense, which, I mean, like, he's a really good player. I actually faced him in the top 100 a little bit ago. He just dropped in 3v3 as well. But so we had a rematch, and he put relic Ewoks down, and I like forgot to put Nest down. I meant to put Nest down, and but she was on offense. I was like, oh, this is great. I'm just going to use Nest on the Ewoks, and the problem is, of course, I've dropped her tenacity a little bit to give her more health, to make her more resistant to other counters, and which is kind of the natural evolution of Nest, unfortunately. But
makes me cry.
But I was like, oh well, okay, so Logray has a bunch of potency, but I was just able to totally just completely overlook my flaw and in tenacity, because I had a Datacron that just, I was like, oh hey, I have a cron for that, like that so I just threw a tenacity Datacron on her, and Logray was like, oh crap, and died. Just keeled over. There we
go.
Yeah. Nice. So but I mean, it's a silly example because probably Nest would have won anyways. Frankly, it might have taken a little longer, but like, Datacrons can really shore up your weaknesses. And what's it going to show on the report? Like, what if, I mean, that's going to skew things now.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about, how that's going to show on GG.
Right. Yeah, I think it's going to be a mess. Hopefully it's still usable. Like, I don't know how it can be, frankly. It'll be interesting.
Realistically, I mean, a lot of people depend on looking up the GG counters and seeing what the win rates are here, and will base a lot of their decisions based off of the data from the GG, and this does make that a lot less useful than it was before. So,
you got pauldrons.
Oh, I got pauldrons. God damn it! All right, let me.
How dare you make the man work on his day off?
Ricky P, how's your gag go?
Today's gag was amazing, actually. Double win, double full clear. Like, it was fun. The counters were working. Even got my SLKR to beat a JML. Lots of fun things happened today, so it was good GAC. And I need to talk dirty in French to Job for a second because he requested it. So Job, mon petit cochon, toi, viens-t'en, je t'attends. Allez, mon ami, je t'aime. All right. So sorry.
Had a couple good clips today.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was a fun GAC. I'm happy that 5v5 is back, and didn't face. I think I faced one Datacron, and it didn't change anything. Used the same counter. It's not high Datacrons, right? It's just like level 1 or level 2. So nothing big, nothing special, but so no big impact from Datacron yet. So, but fun.
Yeah, it's I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on now being 3 weeks instead of 4 weeks of 5v5? Well, Grand Arena in general, but for now it's 5v5.
Oh, thanks for asking me how I did too, Ram. I'm loving. I'm absolutely loving 3-1, man. Absolutely loving 3-1.
Oh, really? How much are you loving it? How did your round 1 go?
Yeah.
And how did the Datacrons go?
100%. The Datacrons went okay, actually. I used them uselessly.
Did you lose?
No! Shut your mouth. I dominated. My guys barely even showed up. They came in. I set 1 GL on top and bottom on my OG account. You're welcome, Wolf. And the Dum Dum lost on Slacker, and then he went downstairs and lost on Kenobi and quit. And I steamrolled him. And then on the new main, I absolutely just swept him under the table. Using GG to take out JML, Gas to take out Ray. Mort's growing up. I put my big boy pants on.
San Holo.
Very happy day. Shot Holo with the 5 subs. Thank you, brother.
Over to Antelope Don, Duck Commission, Lord Megatron, Poby, and Not a Gak God.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. So
Anyway, sorry.
Ram was going to ask
It
something
does, Northern
earlier.
Border. It does.
Yeah, so I mean, before Mort rudely interrupted me about his selfish asking of his 3v3 or his GAC status, we all know that he's a GAC god wannabe.
Used to be.
Used to be.
Get the changes in the top 100. Zareth, I envy you. Good job.
Formerly known as.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It took away my GP.
What do you guys think about it being 3 weeks now for GAC instead of 4 weeks? Mort already said he likes the idea, but
Love it.
What do you guys think?
Are you asking me again? I love it. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not. Oh my god.
Mort, what do you think?
Oh, I love it. Totally love it, Zareth. Thanks for asking. I appreciate you, bro.
I needed your take on that.
Yes,
That's
100%.
good.
Appreciate you. What about you, Zareth? While you're sipping.
Yeah, thanks for asking when I did that. That was good.
Mouthful.
So, no, I like it. I think it's great, actually. I mean, I love GAC, obviously, and I don't necessarily get burned out as easily as other people in it. But I do think it's nice that, I mean, I think it's a good break for people who don't necessarily love GAC, who's like, they used to love Arena, and they're like, you know, what is this GAC madness? Like they actually have to participate and they don't like it. Like they have to do it. They could do it a little bit less. We still get the same rewards regardless. Like they evened out the payment structure and everything. I think it was great. And honestly, you know, I like having, I mean, it's just more time to be able to make content that isn't necessarily specifically GAC, you know, recaps and stuff. So it's nice, you know, for the YouTube channel and everything.
I was just going to say, I'm with you, Zareth. Somebody was just asking me on YouTube, and I was like, I love the idea that now I've got more time to work on YouTube that way too. An extra week off is amazing.
Oh yeah, I get so much done. Like I always, you know, I try to make 2 or 3 at least videos extra during that week, just so I can have something. Yeah. You know, if I'm doing daily content, I can just like throw something up there if I'm too tired or something. So
one day I'll learn that trick.
It's not really an extra week off. You know that, right?
It really is, Ram. It really is. It's less burnout.
3 weeks on, 1 week off.
It's quicker relief, Ram. Especially when you're in 3v3 and the stress. All right.
I mean,
I'd like to hear from you.
Screw the 3v3.
I like the idea. The only thing I would actually do though is I do 2 5v5s and then 1 3v3.
Amen to that.
Yep.
Like, to do that instead, 3 weeks 5v5,
Preach
3
it.
weeks 3v3.
Preach it.
Until we have another game mode in the game that actually uses 3 versus 3, I wouldn't add more 3v3 than 5v5, right? I'd still put it because I actually like 3v3 . So
If we
Don't
get
say
a
that.
3v, sorry. You're probably about to say the same thing I was.
They're gonna say they're gonna say, oh, we could do that with territory wars.
Thank you.
That was actually one of my suggestions that I put out a video
I
on.
will end you.
I put out a video and I was like, we need another game mode to do 3v3 in.
my
Best
gosh.
options is Squad Arena or Territory Wars.
No, let's
Everybody hates me,
do
but
let's do raids instead. Like let's just have the current raids, but sometimes have it 3v3. It's like you have to use 3-man squads.
oh god.
A new raid with 3v3, I'd be
Nice.
okay with. As a TW officer, 3v3 TW,
Territory battles.
absolutely not. Oh god. Oh
Oh
god.
no, not
thank
territory
you.
battles. No, do not touch those.
put
Yeah.
100 teams on defense per territory.
Meathead, if you're listening, do not listen to that idea. Do not listen.
You're telling me I have bad ideas.
3v3
Wow.
TW. No, please don't. Please don't.
That sounds awful.
Please don't.
Yeah.
All right. I would like to yield back the balance of my time to Mort. Mort, how are you feeling about the 3 weeks on, 1 week off change from 4 weeks?
That's what I'm talking about, brother. I am
I was
absolutely
wondering
loving it.
I was wondering what his thoughts were.
Absolutely loving the thought of it. I'm still not changing my mind. I'm adoring it, man. It's like the new
Are you
love of
liking
my
it
life
more
right
on the
now.
main or the OG?
Oh, definitely on the main, which used to be the OG, but the OG is now the main or something. I don't know. I'll defer.
Even you're
man.
lost.
So, especially for 3v3, week 1 was just like, hey, things are a little bit fresh again. Whatever, we'll figure it out. It's kind of new. Week 2 was always like, all right, I'm kind of remembering how things work and getting back in the feel of things. Week 3 was always like, yeah, I'm on. I know everything. I'm refreshed. I got my practice in. And then week 4 was just, oh God, when is
Can we
this
be
going to be
done?
over? Please, dear God, just let this horrific game mode just be done. So especially for 3v3, I'm going to enjoy not having that 4th week of just trying to, rip my hair out sort of thing. I think that the 3 weeks on, 1 week off will be a little bit better of a schedule, for everyone's sanity than the 4 week schedule.
The other thing of that too, Wolf, is like a lot of people are seeing 3v3 and they're getting hammered down to the bottom because they don't have the GLs or the huge accounts, and then 5v5 comes back, so then they got to go back up again. It's going to be a roller coaster for you guys at the top, Zareth.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I thought it was going to be an easy week this week because I lost the last 3 matches of my season. So I was like like 376 or something like that. And so I was like, man, this is going to be great. Like I'm used to having these top 100 fights, top 50 fights, and but it's just full of people like me who like just underachieved in 3v3, but they're still just total badasses in 5v5. I'm like, this sucks. Like we all just, and everyone, it's like a redemption week for everyone, except it can't be. Some people are just going to slide further. They're going to be like, what the hell just happened? So that's going to be good for them. Yeah, it's, I wonder if that's how it's going to be, though. If it's going to be like 5v5, I'll just climb, and then 3v3, I'll just, it'll be like chutes and ladders.
Just try and maintain as much as you can. Yeah, so you don't drop too much, like you said. Yeah.
I mean, I think next 3v3, I'll just succumb to the full efficiency mode. I'll teach Solo a thing or two. It'll be good.
God, talking shit about Solo. I love it.
No, man. No, he's my podcast co-host. He's for people who don't know, he's great efficiency player. Really good efficiency player.
Oh God, he's in chat too.
Oh,
Challenge accepted. Solo.
Actually said that. I said that because he had already commented previously.
Yeah.
He said 3v3 is the way. So
Their alignment bonus.
There's Solo.
There we go.
No, man, he's great at efficiency. I thought it was great.
We can have whenever they gain a buff, they're recovering 2% health and protection.
I got the same score as him last match.
They don't really daze or
very nice.
Well, so I don't know how it's coded.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
That's a weird clip. That's a weird clip.
One of my favorite.
I don't know why people.
Sorry, one of my favorite audio clips came from Solo.
So you won by more because you guys didn't attack, but I broke my opponent more. Okay, it's okay. I put 4 GLs on defense too. That's Solo how many he put down.
I won by 1665. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
However, I didn't break 1800, so you did kick my ass over there in the efficiency.
Yes. I'm really good at efficiency.
Like I said, teaching Solo a thing or two.
Yeah, man. 3v3. It's the age of efficiency for Zareth. Words that have never. You know what? I used to be an efficiency player. Back in the day, I just at one point.
Trying to tell me that changed? I don't think so.
Oh no, you can ask Solo. Like, I think he misses the days that I had easy offensive options because my streams were probably shorter.
Our competition was a little more equal back then too.
I guess I just at one point I had this match against a guy who. It was like, this guy can't possibly beat this score. I got this crazy awesome score. But the guy had been on like a 29 win streak or something crazy. And he ended up scoring I think I beat him by 1. And it just broke me. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I thought for sure I'd get the win. This guy played. And so ever since then, I've just, done the middle finger defense as much as I can. Just,
It's kind of stressful. Just having to be perfect efficiency and what's the best thing I can use here, and if I save a protection banner against here and then I can maybe solo here, and it's a very stressful game to play.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, so I could do this with 3 people or with 3 men. Could I do it with 2? Like you're like trying to pinch banners. I just, I play that way on my alt, and that's good enough because I don't care about if I drop one. I'm like, I probably lost. We'll move along. On my main though, people are watching. I'd prefer. I just like. But not to mention, it's a lot more fun to me to have these really off the wall counters that you don't see every day, to be able to figure out, like theory craft and, just figure out and problem solve the teams that you're facing. That's the joy to me, like having a cookie cutter answer to everything. I mean, there's a lot of skill in that for sure.
No doubt.
That's, and nothing against people who play efficiency at all. Like it does take a ton, but to me, it's way more interesting to me to be able to be like, I don't know, I don't have much. I guess we'll give it a try though. Going swinging.
As 3v3 went on, I started to shift a little bit. I had played a little bit more efficiency towards the beginning, and then sort of towards the end, I started to mess around and put, a few more GLs on defense, a few more big things, and instead of using C against Star Killer, maybe I'll use CLS against Star Killer. Or if I was using like CLS 3PO Chupio by the end. A couple little. It's a lot more fun to use like the sort of off the wall, less, like you said, less cookie cutter things on offense. But all right, we'll move to the main topic of the Datacrons, or gotta wrap anything up.
Bring it.
All right. So the Datacrons at this point, it's been 2 weeks to the day since the initial post, where we tried to pour over everything and got everything wrong, and then revised everything and refigured out, and then there was a Q&A, and then we learned some more things, and then there was more. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but I think at this point we've gotten a little bit better handle on things. So I guess I want to get like a sort of initial, first impressions, general consensus of everything about a couple things with the, with the datacrons.
Yeah, just give it a second, Wolf. There's a clip playing right now. I think it was a long one, and there's like a confusion with the audio right now.
Yeah, the for whatever reason set up on the channel right now. RAM.
Oh.
Thanks, Lost in Space.
Damn it, I'm working on it.
But it was playing through here. We could hear it last time.
Yeah, but we disabled it so that it doesn't confuses us. But the viewers are confused still.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Since when do we ever have anything organized? Okay.
I mean,
all right.
To be fair, a lot of times viewers are just confused anyways. I
mean. God damn it.
Shots fired. All right. So real
my
quick,
bad.
Not funny. I don't agree with him. Not funny. Not funny.
Nah, we're shit givers right here. Don't worry.
True.
So basically, what I was saying, we've had 2 weeks since the initial post. 2 weeks to digest everything, figure everything out, really get a lot of the details and all the little questions and BS things together. So I just want to talk about a couple, like just general consensus, first impressions of things. So the first thing, each of the datacrons, so you have the level 1, the level 2, the 4 and the 5, so I think 7 and 8 are all stat increases. Some of them are crazy, some of them seem whatever. I was just curious what you guys are feeling about some of these stat increases that are coming in there, just like the power and like how much impact they're actually having in your GAX. I know Zareth, you were talking earlier about slapping a little extra tenacity on your nest and being able to pull off little things in there. So just curious what your general thoughts about just are they a good level of power impact, or some of the stats overpowered? Do they got to rein some things in? What's your take on that?
So I mean, obviously we've only seen them for one GAC match. I think the thing that I've been thinking about the most is our Galactic. I mean, the currency in this game is Galactic Legends still, like in competitive play. Like that's what you really have to be looking at. And the thing that's going to be really tough is the Galactic Legend interactions, because it's like if you put a bunch of like health steal on certain squad, like I know that a few people have said like Jedi Master Luke just doesn't work against Rey if you put enough health steal on her. Like there's certain interactions that it's like, well, my counter that was like basically 100% is now just useless, and I'm going to have to use something else. Like it doesn't mean that there isn't a counter for it anymore. It just means that like sometimes the squads that you took that normally always work are just not going to, and we haven't explored the depth of that yet. But that's the thing that I'm keeping my eyes on. Like that's honestly, it's making me nervous. I don't know. I had a friend who does the Jedi Master Kenobi mirror all the time, and gets really good banners, and he killed like the tank, and that was it in the mirror, because Kenobi had a really good datacron, and like he couldn't clear and he lost because. And that it was just because of the datacron. Mm-hmm. So it's going to fundamentally shift our interactions. And, I hope not for the worse. I know there's been a lot of rage, and I've been trying to keep my mind open. I have pretty strong reservations about it, frankly. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. And I want to hear what Mort thinks about the 3 weeks on, 1 week off thing too.
It's a really great change there. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I am just amazed that they were smart enough to get that done. So appreciate it.
Good.
So God damn it, Mort. Yeah, good point, Zareth, because I went up against a GK or a JMK Datacron this last round, and I ended up having to mirror. And it got very emotional damage. It got very close. Wolfie was in chat with me. We ended up pulling out the win, but we definitely lost banners, whereas normally I might have been able to recover a little bit. Kat she almost died once because she hit for so much that it was basically the Galactic
You were
Republic
facing the damage
reflection.
reflection thing, yeah.
It was the damage reflection Datacron, and so it ended up almost nuking my cat before I could put damage BB on her and heal her up. So I'm not a fan of the Datacrons on GLs. I'm a fan on Datacrons on everybody else. That's fine. Use it at your own leisure, but GLs, let's cut it.
Yeah, seeing Cat force sleep somebody and put herself in the yellow is it's eye-opening.
After she had bonus protection, bonus protection on top of her regular protection and full health, and immediately went to the yellow. Like, ooh, not good.
It's eye-opening. For sure.
Oh.
I know we were talking a little bit in Discord. We were hanging out earlier, and Dagger was actually saying something along the same lines. Some of these Datacrons are going to be forcing your opponent's hand, in using certain counters. If you know that you have this Datacron and like you said, if you have enough health steal on Ray, suddenly this doesn't work anymore. But so you may need to use something like JMK. You can put a healing immunity on, or it may force your opponent's hand to do that. But if they need to use the JMK over here and they need to use the JMK at a different team, suddenly they're a little bit out of luck. So it definitely does, again, like you were saying, fundamentally shift the balance and fundamentally change how you plan for GAC and what you can actually do.
Mm-hmm.
So, Wikipedia.
For me, I haven't really experienced them yet, right? So it's hard for me to, I don't know. I didn't focus on them a lot. I didn't see them a lot. So for now, I see them as a little extra thing to add. I like Xerath's idea to be like an add-on mod to use if I need an extra little something for a counter. I like that idea though. You can mod your characters for a certain counter, but knowing that you have a specific Datacron that you can slap on live while doing your battles is an interesting concept. But yeah, we'll need to have more play around, more stuff to really have a good opinion on all those Datacrons. So.
Well, that's what they are right now. Is you can slap them. They're locked in like characters, but you can swap them in and out between rounds for each different battle. I mean, once you use one, obviously it expires. But I'm saying, if I need this Datacron, if I don't put anything on defense and I need this specific Datacron, I just take in the JMK team, for instance, put the Datacron on it, run the counter, and then I use up that Datacron for that round.
So that's
kind of like how they are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the little Band-Aid for patch some holes in your modding wherever it's wherever you're missing. We can sort of mod people a little bit more generally. And then, hey, I need some more tenacity for this counter. I need some more potency for this counter, or, what have you.
Yeah,
so it's a nice little extra modding thing.
I will say that the again, the GL ones need to go away. I don't really have a problem, honestly, on having the Datacrons on these other characters. That's fine. Whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll learn as a community. It's fine. Fan of Datacrons or not, whatever. Putting it on a GL, the thought of having a 300% lifesteal, like Malevolent said, 300% lifesteal with, let's say, 20% health on a Ray on top of a level 9 bonus for whatever the stats are for Ray, no thank you. Who wants to do that? Not me. I don't want to touch that with a goddamn...
Don't judge what I want to do.
Pole.
Not that I want to do it.
Mm-mm.
Are we yielding back the balance of our time to Mark to discuss the 3 weeks on 1 week off change?
Schedule.
Yeah, what do you like about that?
Huge fan. I'm actually. It may even give me the ability to start scheduling, which Job has been writing me about. But so I'm super excited about it. My take, since we've turned to me, is I'm going to say this. I'm going to give you an example of what I did today. So I have a good dark side one, and I was like, you know what? Where am I going to use it? And like I'm talking to Grid in chat right now. I'm not going to put my Omicrons or Datacrons. I can't even stop saying Omicron. Datacrons on my GLs. I'm underdogged on GLs in every round. So I need to strengthen my mid-tier and upper-tier teams in order to compete. That's my opinion. So like today, I looked at it and I was like, man, how am I going to utilize the Relic 5 on this? I don't have a damn dark side to do it with. So I ended up putting the Night Sister squad, which I only had 4 Relic 5s and a Relic 5 nest, and put the Datacron on it. It had tenacity, crit damage, something else. I don't even remember. Maybe health and something. And I'm like, well, this is the best use I'm going to get out of it. And I hate that there are very few places to use the Datacron in general. So they're almost forcing you to put them on your GLs because all of your GL teams obviously are going to be Relic 5 or better. I'm not a big fan of that part of it. But I really think the way to do it is not to put them on the GLs. But at Xerath and Wolf's level, where they're competing at right now, it may be different. But where I'm sitting at right now, I get my feeling is that's the way it's going to work. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. I used multiple Datacrons today with only level 2s. I didn't feel like I got anything out of them. I really don't, but it is what it is.
So I put all my Datacrons on defense this first round. And like I said, I looked at the Prime bot, and you got really, really terrible banners on my non-ultimate Ray. So I'm guessing all that extra lifesteal I had on there was doing something. So definitely not a bad thing to have. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna second a lot of this chatter about the GLs things. It's a little bit absurd. I don't think the GLs really needed all this help. That they weren't really struggling before.
And not only that, but there's a big unbalance of light side, dark side Datacrons, where both light side Datacron are heavily GL focused, and the dark side there's like nothing for GLs, right? Because they were Inquisitor focused if you go to the higher levels. So a bit of unbalance there as well, I think, for players that like the dark side, went for the dark side like C or SLKR or whatnot, or LV, and they get nothing. So it's a bit disappointing for the dark side GLs.
It's also a weird thing. They don't have, at least they're not planning like any dark side Datacrons next month.
Yeah, we were looking at that. It's all light side alignment bonuses. So
if you're getting a lot of dark side ones, don't just get rid of them, because you're probably going to want more dark side ones available for next month. Just something to be thinking about.
Hey, Zara, do you remember the days when we used to keep Relic 0 and Relic 1 and nice balance roster? You remember those days?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Relic 0, right?
Yeah. Tier 13? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Don't start. Totally. That's what I was going for.
Guys.
Shut your mouth.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That used to be a thing. Yeah, I really liked that.
Me too. I miss it.
Yeah,
stir in the pot.
You know what? I actually... So I hear you. Like I the matchmaking was simpler back then. Now it's just like if you keep punching hard enough, eventually you're gonna get punched back even harder. And having my alt especially, it's like, so this is like the dream system for my main, because I've wanted to be able to face like the big guys who I can't even with spending as much as I do, I can't catch up to them. Like they just spend at a level that I can't handle. I can never catch up to them, but now I can actually play them if I get, like my last 5v5 round was against the biggest roster in the game, like the most GP.
Wow.
And that's what I want for my main account. I want that kind of crazy matchup. For my alt, I'm like, I have 2 GLs, and all my matches are like 5 or 6 GLs. And it's like 5v5, I know how to counter those. I can do it. I can manage it. 3v3, it's like, all right, I killed 2 of your teams. So call it a draw. Like, because it's really tough to counter a GL in 3v3 if you don't have your own. So, it's a lot different story for my alt, but I don't care as much about my alts, I guess. So
my baby account can't even put a Datacron on, and it's 4 million.
Yeesh.
It's a shame.
Wow.
That's the other sort of thing with the Datacrons over there that I had. I know I've mentioned this once or twice before, but the smaller accounts, where they don't have all of these fully relicked up squads, will not actually have as many, characters to use Datacrons with. So it'll allow them to sort of more focus on a couple big Datacrons, making those ones really, really good, as opposed to somebody who's, at Xerath's level, where all of your characters, all of your squads are going to be fully relicked for the most part. I don't think you're using many Gear 12s or Gear 11s and lower, whatever, in your GACs. New characters, maybe a low star sortie, something like that, maybe. But for the most part, you need to have, you're going to have all these Datacrons, and people will be having eventually a full roster of Datacrons. So that's what you're going to be facing. But somebody with a smaller roster doesn't need to worry about that as much. There's interesting sort of like balance with how much people will have to interact with Datacrons depending on where they're at in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So I guess sort of on that note, we get into the next thing with the Datacrons, which is the farming and rolling these things, because oh god, the materials are few and far between. The drop rates are terrible. They don't really want us to use these very much, apparently. I don't know if you've been having better results, Zareth, but I've been getting some really crap drop rates for everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's super discouraging. Like to the point where there's this really weird thing of you can farm them in Conquest, and it's like, okay, like I'm getting some materials. It's real slow, like you said. Drop rates are inconsistent, and it feels bad. And there's like, but at the same time, you're like, okay, so I also, if you don't like the idea of Datacrons, you're like, okay, I'm not going to spend crystals on them. I'll spend, like my ally points or whatever, I use the shard store currency. I don't use the ally points because it's pretty inefficient to use ally points. But I'm like, okay, I don't want to use crystals. But then if you do the math for all the refreshes and everything that you're doing in Conquest, it's like I may as well actually just like save myself the sanity of not having to grind here and hope for the right drops. I may as well just go and drop a few crystals in the shipments. And then you're like, well, I've betrayed my ideals. I've forgotten the face of my father. Like it's this horrible thing. And I don't know. You're right. Like it's tough. And if you want to get level 9, then what do you do? Like it's a tricky business trying to, not to mention they somehow managed to make Conquest, like in some ways it's better because it's grindy and it's like, hey, I'm actually getting something for doing all these grindy stupid missions. But at the same time, like once you've gotten the red crate and you're like, I'm supposed to be done, you still have to go back and still grind Conquest until it's done. So I don't know, they somehow managed to make Conquest grindier. It's remarkable.
It was nice to be done. It was nice to have the Conquest finished, have your energy preloaded for the next time, to just be able to sit back and relax and I've got my red crate, I'm done.
Yeah.
Now we're still farming Datacrons.
Oh, I'm still going to preload. The energy. I'm just now, instead of doing it 3, 4, 5 days early or whatever, I'm going to do it on the last day. Which
you didn't bother preloading if you're just going to be doing it anyways?
Yeah. So I can still get the 319 starting off for the next Conquest. That to me seems more invaluable than starting off with 144 and then doing 50 crystal refreshes and dipping into probably the 100s on the first day.
It's energy spent now versus energy spent later. It's
true, but
I don't think it makes much of a difference at this point. You're going to be going and spending past the refreshes anyways. So
yeah.
you're going to be doing all the refreshes regardless. You don't really need to get a head start.
True.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I originally thought like, oh man, okay, so it's good if you do save some. I was thinking the same thing, like, okay, let's get an early start next time and get to Sector 5 as quick as I can. But like trying to grind at Sector 5 is the same thing. I mean, like it's still bad drop rates and you don't necessarily get what you want. So like you're incentivized to actually do most of your stuff in Sector 1, in fact. So,
Yeah.
Sector 1 and Sector 2, I think, are the we were talking about that earlier, based on the drop rates and based on what they drop, what those crates have the potential of dropping. Sector 1 and 2 are the best ones.
Yeah, seems like the Mark 1 and the Mark 2 materials are sort of like the gates,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for the crafting. So they're kind of crappy.
Also,
But
coincidentally, they're the
the
lowest that we get the rewards for too. If you look at the red crate, I think it's what's the red crate? 10 of the Mark 1s is what we're getting for the rewards. I think it's like 10 or 15.
It's not a lot.
Some absurdly low number for a red crate, but we're getting like 45 of the other ones. Why? I can't even get up to the, what is it, like level 6 or whatever, because you're not giving me enough with the level 1s.
Yeah, we're getting 10 of the level 1s.
That's for a red crate, that's absurdly low. Fix that.
by the way.
But I mean, so Seraph, do you have alts, or you just play one account?
Yeah, so I had 2 alts, so I had 3 accounts. And I recently gave up my smaller one.
See, we're all doing that. The time crunch, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, so I was super fortunate, you know, super grateful too. Like I have people who run my 2 alt accounts daily. You know, like, so they do the dailies for me. They do, you know, so like Sarah from the Roundtable News Network, she's you know, she's got her own podcast and everything. She likes Conquest, and she wants to be able to make content for you know, for Conquest on a smaller account as well. So she's just running Conquest on my alt, which, you know, I super appreciate, of course. But like the guy who was running my other account, Sim, he quit the game, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. I would love to get like 8 hours back of my life. Even though I was only running GACs on that account, it still just takes forever, man.
Still got to do dailies and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sim was doing the dailies for me. Like I was.
Okay.
You know.
But you'd have to go back to doing it.
Oh yeah, and I had a few people offer, and I was like, you know what, the fact that I had thought of it, I was like, oh man, how nice would it be to have some time off? I was like, I just got to give it up. So, you know, so I got a little bit of time back, which is nice, but yeah. So I have an alt and I have a main. That's what I've got right now. Sorry for the long-winded answer there.
No. I mean, that. I think we're, at least me and Mort, we're kind of in the same boat right now. I've got 3 accounts.
We're not. No, we are not.
Oh my God.
There's a difference between my boat and your Navy boat there, Seaman.
Why you gotta bring Seaman into this?
Yeah. You haven't been around those 2 for a while, right?
Oh, there's the Seaman hat that I bought. Yeah, wear that shit with pride. There's a reason why it's white.
God damn it.
Oh boy.
Where were we?
It's not
where were
After
we?
Dark. It's not Battalion After Dark yet. Keep it
All
clean.
I said was naval. I mean, what do you guys want from me? Jesus.
Hazel?
Keep going.
Anyways, you were saying.
So, with the alt accounts, right? Mort has 3, 4, 5, something like that. Who knows how many anymore? There we go, 4. And I've got 3. And prior to Datacrons, I was like, yeah, I can still play these other 2 accounts. It's not that big a deal. I don't wail on them. I'm not investing in them, but they're nice to have, and they're nice to run GACs on and whatnot. And, you know, they're good alt accounts for tickets and whatever, when I actually get the tickets. There we go, keyword right there. But Datacrons has made me rethink that, because I don't Conquest on the other 2 accounts. I ain't got time for that shit. It takes me 8-9 days to get through Conquest or Red Crate. I'm not sitting there. I'll do the first box, maybe the second box on one of the accounts, but other than that, I don't touch Conquest nearly as much as the main. I've considered just dropping the 2 accounts recently. I'm like, I'm gonna get so far behind by not having Datacrons, and I'm not farming Conquest, because I don't have the money to just sit here and pay someone to do it every damn Conquest.
You know how you know you're behind, Ram? Your mods. And I'm not even being funny. I'm being serious.
What do you mean?
Because you're so far
On my
behind
main?
on mods compared to other people that you put in so much into other teams. It's so difficult to keep up with them.
You talking about the main, or you talking about the other two accounts?
That's when you know you shouldn't be playing multiple accounts.
Oh yeah. No, I mean the main. I'm always gonna be behind on mods. I slacked off the first couple of years because I didn't know what mods were. So it's
Still don't.
Oh, he knows what they are. He just doesn't know how to use them.
Wow.
There's a difference.
Hate you all.
Yeah, we've taught him what they are.
And I mean, I think Mort mentioned that he's kind of, sort of in the same boat of thinking that he may just drop one or two accounts here soon.
Already down to 3.
Already down to 3. Okay.
Trying to get my wife to play the other one, or I'm going down to 2. Speaking of
Okay.
the wife, I'll be. Whoop, she's gonna have to wait. Hang on. Go ahead. Keep going.
So she'll get the mini account. You got the main and the OG.
That's what I'm hoping. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Who knows?
I have 2 accounts, and even my second account, I do like you ran. I just do conquest. I do the energy. I use 2 teams, and I'm done. Right? I don't have time to do more on the alt. So
Yeah.
I don't have 8 hours of data gag, so I only have 1 account. So, anyways,
well, you have 8 hours just to do GAC on your single stream account. So yeah.
Excuse me, 4 hours. You get that shit out of here. That's why I said I don't have 8 hours. Okay.
It's time to stall harder. Yeah.
Exactly. On 3v3, you take 8 hours for 3v3.
4 hours for 3v3. Okay. Let's not make this ridiculous.
It's
okay?
shit. He takes 4 hours on 5v5. Okay. Did you not see his stream yesterday?
Let's not make this ridiculous.
What time did you end stream, Wolfie?
I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
Midnight, something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
No idea. And rated into a little bit of a tangent. Fucking Fisk, who somehow runs Conquest on 4 accounts. Like,
And gets red crate on like all of them too.
just absolutely insane. I would never be able to do that. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, like we'll
Yeah.
raid. I'll raid disc sometimes, and he's been going for like 8 hours, and I'm like, oh, you guys still got another 4 hours.
That's still alive.
He does good. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he and that's like it's impressive. I can't even do like a 24-hour stream just like for my anniversary stream or whatever. You know, like you guys sometimes do those 24-hour streams, and I'm like, I won't commit to that. So, you know,
That's
you guys,
probably a good choice. Just
good
throwing
life
that
decision.
out there. It
Yeah.
really is.
Speaking of experience, those aren't fun.
Yeah, no. So our next little topic for the Datacrons. It's probably a little bit early, you know, with this first thing. But are we following any real strategy with this? Leveling up to 3s, going to 5s, you know, keeping the budget level 2s. What are you guys mostly shooting for over here? You know I've only got 4 Datacrons actually leveled up. 2 of them are at level 3, and then 2 of them are at level 5. Zareth?
Well, so my main, I'm trying hard to get a level 9 without spending a whole lot of time and energy on it. Which, you know, I don't know. So that's what I'm trying for, just to get one of my Galactic Legends to be really strong. And I think on my alt though, where I'm not going to be playing Conquest as much. I mean, it's all completely based on, you know, Sarah playing it. So, you know, I'm not going to ask her to grind more Conquest for me. Like, she already gets me red crate on that account. Like, crazy that she can do that anyways, but with what she has to work with. But she, like, I'm not going to be like, oh, and now that you've red crated, could you also just like every day, you know, like run a ton of battles for me, and like won't do that. So I think for that account, I am going to just go for, like, first off, I'm just going for opening a whole bunch of them, and then I think pretty soon I'm going to transition to getting as many 3s as I can. And I mean, the thing is, like, there's a lot of power in the 6s though, on that 6 level, like, and at that account level, it's like 7 million. So I have a few squads that could use those, you know, to be able to, you know, field the Relic 5 team. I could do that with a few. some of those are really good. Not to mention you're getting enough reroll materials that it's probably worthwhile to get at least one of the 6s. I haven't fleshed out my full strategy yet.
Okay. It's still very early to tell with these.
Well, the thing that I keep thinking is I can overcome the smaller upgrades with skill and planning. The bigger ones, it's like you got to have the roster there for it as well. And like some of those give such an insurmountable advantage to the person who has it. And if they place it and you're like, well, I don't have something to counter that, that can be the big issue for me. So, you know, my ult, I'm like, I don't think it's possible to get a level 9. If I'm just playing for free and I'm not going to actually, you know, spend anything on it. I don't think I can get a level 9. And I guess we'll see. I haven't done the math, but so, I mean, I've got to go more wide there. But on my main, it's like, well, I'm going to be facing these people who are spending hundreds or thousands of dollars every month on this stuff. So I need the tools to actually beat these guys. Because if my ult comes across someone who spent $1,000 on Datacrons, I'll go and swing and I'll try to win. And if I lose, I'll be like, you paid for it. Like, you're good. Like, you know, take it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's the big mindset shift that I'm going to have to go through. Like, you know, my off meta stuff might not work against some of that.
Ricky P, following any farming strategy over there?
I haven't even concentrated on farming, but like I've just been buying the mats, didn't try to do a lot. Honestly, Datacrons for me have been a bit of a burden so far. I mean, I want to invest time into it, but I don't have the time or the energy for now, so I didn't try a single Datacron material node on Conquest yet. Didn't even try one. I'm still too focused to try and red crate, so I'm not even there yet. I feel like, and Gridden said this a bit earlier, I feel that they've pushed Datacron too far too fast to start with. I think they could have done half a step to release Datacrons first, maybe to I don't know, level 3, level 6, or put a bit more materials that we can play with it actually. I don't know. That's just my take, but like for me it's pretty heavy investment of time just to go into this for now.
Yeah, I think we said this last time on the roundtable, or at least we said it.
We said a lot of things last time.
We said a lot of things, right?
How everything works.
It's not necessarily the idea of Datacrons that's bad. It's not the greatest idea in the world, and sure, it's not what people asked for, what people are wanting in this community, but I don't think it's a bad idea to bring in Datacrons. It's just the rollout was horrible. The rollout could have been so much better in terms of hell, people still don't understand Datacrons. They've been out for what, 2 weeks? People still don't understand them. You know, there's so much. It makes you reevaluate the entire kit, the entire team, right? You might be like, all right, well, gas beats this, not with that Datacron, it doesn't. So now you have to figure out what, it's a readjustment period, and they didn't give us a lot of prep time to get accustomed to that readjustment period. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's going to take a lot of getting used to, but the rollout could have certainly been better, in my opinion.
I struggle. So my biggest thing here is like there's these mechanics that they're adding to the game, which I mean, I think some of them are fairly fun and cool actually. And I'm really trying hard to keep my mind open. I struggle with this because this is like plug and play mechanics. You're like, hey, do you want to be able to just like hurt the other team for hitting you? Like, put that on any squad, that's Galactic Republic. Like, and their response when people are like, well, what if it's unbalanced? They're like, well, just like let the 3 months roll and we'll be good. Like, they don't care about that. They've said this about balance, and yet when they went and nerfed Watt back in the and all the other characters, they changed General Skywalker, which was kind of a buff actually, but they nerfed Thrawn, they nerfed all these things. I think the thing that I struggle with is what they told us at the time was like we're doing this for balance reasons. Like we're trying to make the game balanced. And so even though I disagreed with what they were doing, I was like, what I really do agree with, what I love about this is that they're paying attention to balance. Like that's, if they're going to make a change that I disagree with, I want it to be to uphold this principle of balance. And now it seems like they've gone full reverse on that and said like, well, we don't care as much about balance so much. Like you can just kind of put broken, weird stuff on people that we haven't, like we couldn't possibly have tested all this stuff, and like just go for it. And if it's broken, like if we have to fix it, we will. Like the way they said it, they're like, well, if it's necessary, but it's probably not gonna, like we don't want to have to balance it. Like we'll just wait for 3 months and that'll be over. You know, to me, that's the thing that's making me a little sketchy. So sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, preach it. I mean, we brought you on as a guest to talk. So yeah,
that's what we want. Yeah,
we're looking for first impressions of Datacrons, and that actually reminds me of I remember actually a while ago when Conquest first came out. I don't know why I just thought of this, just like random memory. I think like you had Kate on, and she was like showing you the cooldown cheese with Yoda and Vader, and like she's just like, look, they're just refreshing their cooldowns, they're going crazy, and you're like, but this isn't the real game. This isn't this is just the sport and concept, and like that's cool and all, but like this isn't the real GAC. And now we have these crazy things in here. Yeah. Like this is okay. This is real life now. Just a very interesting place to be.
I remember that straight. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is so crazy, and I don't like it really. But I was just being a grump, probably. But at the same, yeah. So the idea of like we don't care about balance that's been the thing for me, that I'm just like, so should I back this thing where like it's this whole
back
system?
That thing up.
Yeah. So. Yeah, like should I support this thing that is almost just a direct contradiction of what they've said before? Like, why can't they, like, can they just go back and retroactively make Vader really awesome again? Like, give him his awesome damage back, because it seems like that's not a thing that they would care about as much these days. So. They get rid of the beta testing program, which I know that someone messed with it. But I mean, that was another level of balance that is now missing.
I mean, yeah, I didn't even think about that. It kind of makes the great nerf of 2021 be like, why did you nerf it? Like at the time there's a power creep. We kind of understand it. Maybe sort of little, it sucks, but whatever. Introduced Datacrons. Okay, so why did you nerf people?
Right.
If you're gonna put Datacrons on GLs,
yeah,
pills.
Boom!
Oh, pills with the $5,000. Sorry, I had to call that out. Holy shit, pills! Thank you for the dono.
$50 from pills.
Hell
Nice.
yeah! Going to charity. Thank you, pills. Appreciate you.
Nicely played.
So one of the things that I was sort of thinking about for this is the Datacrons sort of feel like a culmination almost for a few sort of things that CG has done in the past, and they're like sort of all working together, because it's like it's got elements of the conquest and of the challenges and all that sort of stuff, but they're also picking and choosing where these are going. So it's almost like this is their ultimate goal. For, like, remember, like with the original GAC was feats. You had your feats that you had to do with certain factions for certain months. If you wanted to compete to get into the top 10, you not only had to do well, you not only had to score very well, but you also had to do these feats to get all your banners and get all your everything. So basically, play the way that CG wanted you to play. This seems like their end game, I guess, sort of for a culmination of feats plus Datacrons plus everything all focused in GAC, their flagship sort of game mode, so to say. So that's sort of the feeling I was getting about I get from this just in general. I'm not sure if anybody else was feeling the same way. And if I brought up bad memories, I'm sorry to bring up feats. I know Fort Mort hated feats.
What do you mean hated?
The hate hasn't died.
It has not died. Yeah. I took pride in the fact I could get Kyber without doing a single damn feat. Forget about it. It was like rebellion.
Well, now you have to do what CG says. You got to get the datacrons on the teams they tell you, and that's how you got to win your GACs now.
I also have to red box too. Nope. Getting second to last box. Not doing all the feats.
Oh, so I should also add, like, I'm not entirely opposed to the idea of a seasonal meta, kind of like the shifting power. There's a lot of games that employ that tactic, and that they have really thriving communities. Like, it's not necessarily all bad. I just, I don't know. I don't know that this is the way to do it. What I'm really going to be watching here moving forward is, are they going to like dial back some of these abilities? Are they going to actually pay attention to feedback from players? Are they going to, are we going to see a more balanced take? Because right now it's like, I think some of these Galactic Legend levels are just crazy. Honestly, like some of them, it seems like the opposite of balance. And so, if they dial them back, I guess maybe I might be good with it too. That's the thing to me right now. We got to pay attention to. So,
Mort, 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Thoughts?
Total dude, I am all for it. But right now, I got to go pee in a bucket. I'll be right back. Big fan, big fan, big fan.
I always wondered what he thought about that.
Yeah, we all did. We'll get an answer one day. Who knows? Any other comments wrapping up Datacrons? Ram, Ricky P?
Actually, I want to ask everybody, especially you, Xaereth, what were your feelings or thoughts, or process to Datacrons once it's been leaked, once it's been officially explained, and once it's been actually released? Because I feel it's 3 big different steps that had different mixed feelings on everybody. The leak, the explanation, and the release. Because at the release, we learned a lot more stuff that wasn't explained into that extremely long road ahead that was rough to read.
Well, what we learned from that leak was that the person doing it wasn't trying to be like, they were trying to do the community any favors. Like they were just trying to burn something to the ground, because they showed a bunch of stuff that didn't end up making it to the main game. So it was just totally like there was like, I forget if there was speed, but there was certainly offense percentage is one of the things you could roll on them, and now that's gone. Like they're clearly in an early stage, and so when they showed the community, they get rid of the beta testing program, and I'm just like, the people doing that are all people who are very interested in game balance, all trying to, make the game as strong and healthy as possible. And that person just ruined it for them. And they probably knew that they were ruining it for them. So to me, like, what they did was ridiculous. What makes me wonder is, how would I have reacted? I don't know how you guys would have reacted. Like, we all heard about the leak, so we all kind of knew the rough shape of what Datacrons were going to be. So we were kind of prepared for when they were announced. Like, what if they had just been like, because theoretically they hadn't told us anything about it. Like, theoretically none of us knew about them. And then they're like, hey guys, road ahead, this enormous game-changing, game-shifting change is here, and like, go do it right now and embrace it, and like, it's going to be great. Like, I don't know. I think I would have been a lot closer to rioting at that point, but I had time to kind of process it. So how did you guys feel? Like, I was like, okay, so they're going through with it, but like, I'd already kind of made my peace with it in some ways. Well, I think I would have just been shocked if they hadn't told me about them before, and then they're like, "Hey, this is going to be a thing next week. Like, go. What were you guys' thoughts? What did you guys think?
Ricky
You know
P?
what?
Actually, Ricky P, go.
When the leak happened, I didn't look too much into it because it was a leak, right? I didn't want to start to put too much energy in something that wasn't clear, wasn't really true, or we didn't know. Holy shit pills.
God damn it.
Shit
No,
pills.
More funding for Ram Vam's pube and armpit hair replacement therapy. Someday he'll look like a grown man with his shirt off.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you for that.
Why are
That's
you
the
sending Miles
10,000
shirtless pics?
biddies.
10,000
10,000
bits.
biddies.
Why are
Holy
you sending
shit, mall
shirtless pics
pills.
to pills?
Mania.
So yeah, so the leak didn't put too much thought into it. When they officially announced it, it was so long to read and understand that I was like, they could have communicated this better in different steps or anything. And then when it was released, there was so much new information that wasn't in that whole bunch of road ahead text that we've learned live in the game. I think Datacrons would have been amazing if it was communicated and released better, and in I don't know, different steps.
Yeah, like when they rolled out other major game like new things in the game, like they were like, hey, here's like, episode 1 of 4, like we're gonna introduce it to you in stages, instead of just like, here, have 13 pages to go read, and we're instituting this like immediately,
And still leave out half the relevant information.
Well, it's so complex. You can't hardly blame, like, if they have to do it that way, you can't hardly blame them for doing it, for just like not including everything. You can't. It would be impossible. But they also gave us incorrect information too in the Q&A. It's interesting. They said we could scout the current, we could scout the locked datacrons of your opponents, and that was just false.
Yeah, it always just shows you like the live roster.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, information in the Q&A, yeah. Rollout could have been better.
Yeah, they could have 100% waited for the rollout to. I mean, we got Squad Arena today, right? So we can test Datacrons in Squad Arena now live today, but there was no reason to release Datacrons earlier. Like, yeah, I don't know, man.
But I guess the question was,
I can't get off my soapbox.
Feeling from before versus from the leak. Did that help soften the blow? Did that would you have reacted differently to that?
No, I mean, so obviously what we saw in the leak was way worse than what we got, right? Talking about like
considerably, yeah.
Right, what we got improved considerably. I don't think that the leak contributed to them changing anything in this. I think the leak was originally what was maybe in the beta program, and then over the course of time, they found bugs and they fixed changes, and whatever the case is, we don't know what happened, and then we got the program that we have currently. But I mean, if we're going solely off the leak, which is why everybody was getting all up in a hoo-ha, and we're like, dude, it's a leak. Calm down. This doesn't mean it's in the game. It's not coming currently. At that point in time, it wasn't. It's just a leak. Relic 10 was stupid. Relic 9, max level, absurd. The things we saw in the league made it a lot worse than what it actually was. What we got, although not the greatest and not what we asked for, it wasn't terrible. It's just things could have been done to make it be better than what we currently have. Getting the amount of mats that we have versus how hard it is to actually get the mats is a significant improvement that they should have done, that they didn't do. Because it's just a pain in the ass to level these up. I mean, hell, when we got the Datacron launch, most people could only take it up to like tier 3 right off the bat. Right, with the free mats that they give you, you had to spend to get more But with the free match, you could take it up to, I think, tier 2 or tier 3 at most.
Yeah, I think just tier 2. You could roll the first 2 stats, and that was it.
That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. When your goal, as stated by the community manager on a certain person's stream, was we just want to get this out to the players' hands and have people enjoy and understand them. If that's your goal in an exhibition phase, then the exhibition phase should be, we're going to increase the flow of mats so you guys can buff these up and understand how these work, and then we're going to lower the mats to a normal level later on down the road after exhibition ends, because that understanding this, right, this is a exhibition phase. These first 3 rounds are exhibition. We don't know.
Holy
shit, pills.
Another 50 spot to charity.
Holy
the fact
shit.
that Fort Mort grows more hair on his ears than Ram Am does on his body is disturbing. Do we have evidence that Ram Am actually went through puberty?
Yes, we do.
Do we want evidence of that?
We do want evidence of that. God damn it.
This is the YouTube cowboy.
Oh, man.
Holy shit. Pills with the fucking legend bomb drops.
man.
Thank you, Pills.
Wow.
And the legendary lines to go with it. What's up, all this Soundfly? Another legend in the chat.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. Am I wrong in saying that this was an exhibition? Did I read
No,
that?
it
is.
somewhere?
It is.
It's an expedition.
They're going for the slow rollout as opposed to the Ricky P. They're going with the slow rollout as opposed to the drop it all in your faces and have it all blow up sort of rollout. You know, I think with like when mobs first came out, they were a little bit crazy. You had offense primaries with offense secondaries and speed on everything, and I think they took that as a lesson and didn't go as crazy with the rollout on this one. Decided to slowly ramp their way up into it as opposed to going ham and then having to rein things in a little bit. Because I think even with like Conquest, Conquest, the first data disk and everything, they went absolutely crazy, and we got used to it, being ridiculous and having superpowers basically. And then they took those superpowers away, and we were very unhappy. So here they want to, because they're not going crazy. They're doing a slow rollout, and then going to ramp it up in the future. But I think I'm a little bit with Zareth on if there was no leak and it was just completely surprise, Datacrons are here. It would have been a lot more jarring to the system, to say the least.
Yeah.
Fort Mort.
I'm just in awe over here, man. Look, I'm a huge fan with 3 weeks in the 4th week gone. Absolutely loving every bit of it, bro. Holy shit. And I'm in awe of Pills and Ricky P and the maxed out hype train. Wow, you guys are awesome. Forget my opinion. Shit, get that shit out of here. Where Zareth is here, take his.
Well,
Hey, there's Mini Zareth.
Yeah, he can't hear you guys.
Hey, look at the curly hair, man. That's what my noodle head. That's the way mine was when I grew up. Noodle head.
Yeah, they wanted to come and say hi. For
Hi,
a minute.
buddy. Yeah.
Is that a Paw Patrol pajama?
Yeah, they can hear you now. He can hear you now.
Yeah.
Is that Paw Patrol?
Is that a Paw Patrol?
All right,
pajama?
keep it clean, people.
Okay.
Put your clean stream on. That's right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. What kind of pajamas we got on?
It's Paw Patrol.
Oh, is that what you said? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Do you not know Paw
bad.
Patrol?
No, my kids are grown.
Gosh.
Have you seen his face?
Yeah.
I'm old. Old as dirt, as Pooh Bear would say.
Yeah, so see, I'm hanging out with these guys, and then we're on a live stream with a whole bunch of people watching us too.
Yes. 2 live streams, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's the world famous Kate Gaming is in the chat with us too.
Gaming's here.
Crazy.
You know, it's a serious stream when she's here.
Your daddy's a legend. Just know that, kid.
I hear
Absolutely.
Kate is super famous.
Come here, mister.
She is
Very super famous.
Good evening,
Oh,
Padawan.
there's the other one. Hello, the older one.
Good evening,
The older
Padawan.
one.
Oh, we got another one.
Oh man.
All right, buddy. Could you tell everyone good night?
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good
Sleep
night.
tight.
Love you, buddy.
Is he talking to me or the kid?
Wife's in hearing range, so it was, I'll
Cowboy
say that
show,
not for
my
later,
God.
okay? Later, Mort.
Cowboy said, "You sure that's not Arnold's kid?" Oh no, so wrong. Low blow. Oh
Wow.
no.
Wow.
You're a legend,
Oh
Cowboy.
man.
Big move.
So
Seriously though, where are we at?
Actually, I was Pills is asking if Ram has the same Paw Patrol pajamas as Zaret's kids there.
Probably.
Look, what I wear to bed or don't wear to bed is none of your damn business. But yes, I do.
Oh man.
All
Where we
right.
at,
Paw Patrol's
Wolfie?
awesome. Okay, my daughter watches that all the time.
Don't get him
Love it.
started on cartoons. Where are we at, Wolfie?
We're just wrapping up the Datacron talk. I think we pretty much touched on changes going forwards. We got to mess with the drop rates. We got to mess with the stats. We got a lot of things we got to.
Can I say
adjust with
one
these
thing
going
about the
forwards.
Datacrons though, guys? I like the way Dagger said it. They're there. I just refuse at this point to interact with them. So you have that option. So
That is not what he said.
it kind of was what he said. What did he say?
No.
What did he say?
He's still using them. He's refusing to wail on them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I thought he
Yeah,
said
he's
that.
refusing to wail on them. But Dagger, you actually missed it earlier. Dagger actually wanted to know your opinion on going to 3 weeks in GAC.
Oh well, I'll have to get with him and let him know. 100%. I'm a huge fan.
Awesome.
All right, where we at, Wolfie?
All right. Now, not something that I'm going to be able to do for a little while, but something I got to watch Ram struggle with earlier. I got to watch Fisk spend several hours struggling with earlier. I know Zareth, I'm sure, had some fun with this. The Grand Inquisitor is
The Grand
in the
Inquisitor.
game,
Thank you.
and from what I hear, his event is ass. Whoever wrote their kits, I'm convinced, is getting paid by the letter. And yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Ram, want to go over the kit a little bit first? It's a fucking essay.
It is a major essay, so brace yourselves.
Go for the short version.
He
We're
has
not gonna
3
read this
Zetas.
entire thing,
I'm not
dude.
reading the entire kit.
Oh god, no!
But basically,
go to
he
sleep
has
at
3
some point
Zetas,
tonight.
and he inflicts purge. If he inflicts purge, if he has, I think it's 3 stacks, he hits again. If he has 6 stacks, he hits a third time. This AOE is all flashy, dispels all debuffs, equalizes health. He has 3 Omicrons as well. They're all TW Omicrons, so have fun with that. I won't be doing those for a little while. Remove 100% turn meter, gain speed up, tenacity up, offense up, whole bunch of buffs. The leadership is, I think, what's really going to take him, what's going to make him, viable in TW. Gaining speed, max health, additional max protection, and then giving out a bunch of buffs. And then if people are Jedi, they get additional buffs based on if the enemy leader is a Jedi, they get additional buffs based on their role. I do like the name of this, Unique Compassion Leaves a Trail. That's straight from the Kenobi series trailer, which is awesome. And then obviously Patience is again, he's going to be super thick, and I mean, I feel like he's going to do a good bit of damage. I don't have him at relics. I have him at like gear 10. So Zareth can probably speak to it a little bit more, because I think he has him a bit higher up.
They did a great job naming all of the abilities. That I can tell.
They did. As far as the event goes, I mean, his abilities look pretty cool. As far as the event goes, the event was hard. And I emphasize the hard, because it was difficult. I sat in VC with Dagger, and we, I recorded some footage. We're going to put out a video too. And Zareth on his YouTube channel has a video and a guide on how to do this. So shout out to that as well. But it was nice, in my opinion, it was nice seeing an event that was actually worthy of sitting here, and you can't just throw in relics and be like, here you go, and I win, right? The last GLs have been that way. Star Killer was that way. This one actually required some thought and some remodding, major remodding, to do, and even then, it's a bit of an RNG fest. Kind of reminded me of the Chupio, or not the Chupio, the Chewy and the Padme events. Those were significantly difficult when they came out, where you're sitting there grinding for hours on end, just trying to get the right RNG and praying that they don't hit the wrong person at the right time. That's what this event kind of reminded me of. So it was a harken back to an earlier time. Would have been nice if they had told us that that's what to be expected, but I didn't find the event horrendous. It was difficult. Zeros, what did you think though?
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm going to be in the minority here, but I do agree with you on this. That I think that it was challenging, and that I liked that aspect of it. Like I haven't paid much attention to their kits up until now, because I was like, well, we're gonna have to relearn everything anyways once we get Grand Inquisitor, because he's obviously going to go with the squad, and so, but. If you paid attention and started learning, like, okay, which characters can dispel, which moves dispel, which things, give healing immunity and stuff, like you got to learn all the kits pretty nicely. And I mean, a lot of the things had a pretty specific method that you could figure out. And I didn't, I mean, it took me a little over an hour to get through all of it, but I really liked the challenge of it, frankly. I know a lot of people feel insulted by its difficulty, but I have personally really thought that it was enjoyable. So for what it's worth, and just to be clear, the video that I made on it wasn't really intended to be a guide. A lot of people have been like, dude, it wasn't a good guide. I was like, no, I'm just showing you guys like what I did. Like I just wanted, I wanted another data point out as quick as we could, so people could see, a version of success at least. So
I sat down and figured out the specific, you must have this speed and this mod and this turn order and this everything. And it's more just, hey, look, we did the event.
Yeah. So I'm in, like I said, with Zeros, event was difficult. The footage that I made isn't meant to be like, hey, this is how you need to do it. There's multiple ways to skin a cat. This is multiple ways to get the Grand Inquisitor. The way I did it is probably different than what Zeros did it. And the nodes, I don't know about you guys, but the nodes that were in the event, I was being told were super difficult, and I was one-shotting them. The ones I was struggling on with people that was the nodes that people were saying was super easy for them. So a lot of it just comes down to RNG. The Fulcrum one, like Maul Pills, he said the Fulcrum one sucked Ram's butthole. I mean, I one-shot it, so it wasn't difficult for me. But maybe I just had good RNG. Maybe I was just lucky. I don't know. It was like I said, it was a bit of an RNG fest. To someone's credit, earlier they said that the Padme event, the Chewie event didn't have hard relic requirements. No, but you couldn't take in Gear 8 bounty hunters and do it either. You had to have like Gear 11, Gear 12 bounty hunters, or you had to have Bosk to make it really easy, because Bosk was the new bounty hunter at the time. You had to wail on Bosk to get it.
More akin to like JKL event, where you needed some serious modding for like the one tier with Lando and the Chupio and all of them in Cloud City. Like that one, it had to have it right, have good mods, have the right strategy, have all that sort of stuff. So it was more like that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like I said, the point is this was not as easy as the last 4 GL events, and it wasn't as easy as the Starkiller one. And I don't think it was meant to be easy. Something that, and maybe Xerath will agree with me on this one. I don't know the Inquisitor kits nearly as well as I probably should for having them all at full relics. I have no idea how to run them. I just know Fifth Brother lead is probably the best lead that you're going to have. I don't know what the other leaderships do. I just know I inflict plague, and I'm starting to learn, like, okay, stun when they have 6, or armor shred when they have 6, or this cleanses all. I'm learning. What the event did was helped me to learn on a quicker pace, because I had to put them in action, be like, okay, this guy has 6 plagues. Okay, I need to go ahead and armor shred. Purge, whatever. God.
Not night system.
He learned so good.
You really learned that, right? Yeah,
right. It helped me to get familiarized with the abilities of each Inquisitor, and like okay, I know that the shock from Seventh Sister will go through foresight. I didn't know that before. I was just like, okay, cool. It's an ability that can be dodged. No, it can't. So that's what at the event to me, along with being difficult, helped me kind of understand the Inquisitors just a little bit more. It wasn't all bad.
You know the kits at all, Zareth, yet?
Oh, I mean, now I do. I mean, I knew the general. So I knew the strategies for how you want to use them with Lord Vader. Which is basically just scrapped now. But I mean, I knew the kits. I knew the kits on that level. But how they interact together and stuff, and trying to fit them together, like it'll be really interesting to see what the better players out there can actually come up with and construct. Because like they did, like one of the cool things that they did do, which I don't feel like they're getting much credit for it, but they made the team, first off, they're all in the top 20 fastest characters in the game, just base speed, which I don't know how, I don't know if I care about that as much, but they made all of them except for Ninth Sister the same speed. Yep. So you can just choose what speed you want to, like
on
what,
who
like what turn order do you want? Like, to me, that's a pretty cool thing to be able to say, like, okay, like I want this specific turn order, and instead of having to put like crazy fast mods on like the slowest character just to finagle them to get to go first, like now you just get to do that for free basically. And they made Grand Inquisitor just a little bit slower than them. So I mean, I like that. I think we'll see how it does. I mean, I've seen some pretty intriguing things. I think that there's a lot more potential out there than people are giving him credit for. But I could also be wrong. Yeah, I don't. The kits. Yeah, go ahead.
It's completely new. Like when Bad Batch first came out, we're just trying to figure out, we'll press buttons and do something, and then we figure out, oh no, you want to change the turn order. You want Wrecker putting up the defense up over here, and then you want this going over here, and you can melt the squad if you get this. And you learn and you shift, and as things go on, you figure out it can take out different things. And if you change this turn order, you have this one thing. So like you said, I think that's a really, really interesting mechanic for them to have them all the same speed. So it's really, you do what you want with this thing, and it's a lot easier to customize that sort of team, when they just cooperate like that. Again, I don't have them in any capacity, so it's going to be a while. So I'm more speaking theoretically, but it's definitely a cool looking team.
So a couple of things I want to get from Zareth on this, because again, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but me and Zareth are the only two that have Grand Inquisitor currently, and we'll probably have them for the foreseeable future. Mort doesn't have them.
Established that like 15 times.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Whatever. You know what? Look, I'm busy.
We get it, Rambam. You have Grand Inquisitor. We're
Mort
very happy.
No, did you hear what he said about me, Bill? Mort doesn't have them, of course.
You have Grand Inquisitor.
Okay. I don't know if Rambam has told you guys yet, but we're better than you.
Wow.
Yes. Look, I didn't say
first
it.
of all, this is where you
Zareth
made a mistake. Ram is not included in that sentence, Aaron.
So what are your thoughts on team comp, right? There's 5 Inquisitors plus Grand Inquisitor. Who do we take off of the team in order to put Grand Inquisitor on there? And where can that 6th Inquisitor go? Is the first question I want to ask.
Gosh, I mean, I thought Second Sister was going to be the odd one out because she seems like she does some damage and that's it. But her damage really, really did impress me a lot during the event. Like I almost think the helicopter guy, like the 8th brother or whatever, is. I almost think he's on the hot seat right now. I think. And as far as uses for him, I think we just take him and just place him on the bench forever. So
he's gonna be kind of like Maul, where he just doesn't have I mean, you might put him with Maul, like a Maul lead team.
What?
I mean, I know he's not Sith. I'm just saying because he gets the stealth. I don't know.
Darth Maul?
Yeah, Darth Maul.
Okay. You say Maul. You say Maul, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like,
okay. Not Maul, not Robolegs. Darth Maul, because of the stealth, but I don't know.
I was a little confused, but okay, good. Right. So yeah.
Okay.
I mean, stealth to the Sith, but Sorry, go on.
Well, if you're getting Inquisition, like a lot of times that implies a pretty end game account, and typically you don't need all your characters for that. Like there's a ton of relic characters that I just never use in GAC. Even if I'm desperate, I'm like, nah, they're trash. So, this guy may end up
Mace. Sorry.
Wow. No, Mace is not trash. Get that shit out of here.
I mean, so who knows? Who knows exactly? Like, do we need a use for him? Like, he helped unlock something. Like that was what Rose did. She feeds the Rancor, and she unlocked, someone better than her. So
true. So the second question is, how do you feel? And I want to highlight on the stream this strategy part right here that's in the post. Grand Inquisitor was designed to challenge Jedi Galactic Legends who are on teams without their lifter units, i.e. Commander Ahsoka Tano, in the Territory Wars game mode. Mm-hmm. Now, from the advertisements we got and even the trailer video for Grand Inquisitor, it shows JMK with Cat. And they kind of made it out to be initially that you'll be able to challenge Jedi Galactic Legends. They never said anything, i.e. until right now, that he's not designed to attack Grand Jedi Master unit. Well, so JMK with Cat, right? Because he's the only one that has an actual lifter unit. So reading this, he's only going to be able to kill JMLs, and he's only going to be able to kill JMKs that don't have Cat, i.e. nobody who has Grand Inquisitor right now is ever going to put JMK on defense without Cat, ever. It's just not going to happen. You're not at that level, right? So
if you do that, you deserve what you get.
So I mean, does it feel like a almost sleight of hand with the heavy investment that you have to put in to get the Inquisitors, and the small bit of whaling that you have to do to get the Inquisitors, to get the Grand Inquisitor first time up? Does it feel like maybe a sleight of hand, or do you think that's fine that he's not designed to counter JMK in Territory Wars with Cat?
Well, first off, I think in Territory Wars he's going to have game against Cat anyways. Frankly,
you think so?
I think so. We'll see.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see pretty soon. In fact, I could be wrong. I think that, like, what I've seen people do already with him against Jedi Master Kenobi, I'm like, with Cat, it looks pretty promising. So I could be wrong, but I think that's possible. I think the thing. So Territory Wars, that's one thing. I guess in general, I feel like a lot of people have been really frustrated by, and I've been wrestling with this myself, of like, we have to ask ourselves the question, and like, if we're just talking about GAC in general and not Territory Wars, like, do we want it to be that you can invest in 6 total characters, like just 6, that's all it is, because like you have the unlock squad, and then the character that you're unlocking just folds into them. Like you don't need like a separate squad there then to go with the legendary that you have unlocked. Do we want to make it so that you can farm 6 characters, and yes, they cost a lot of, they're gear intensive, etc. Do we want it though that 5 or 6 characters total can then challenge and beat consistently the best character in the game? Like, I don't really know. Like, I think, I've asked that question on my channel a couple times, and people have had different answers. Some people are like, yeah, I hate Jedi Master Kenobi. Like, yes, I would love to have a counter to that. And other people, disagree. I don't really know. Yes, it would be nice to have more tools in the toolkit, but there's only one character right now out there, one team out there that is really tough to beat, that you can't use a really good off-meta counter. There's just one. And I don't know if I feel comfortable if we just farm 6 characters and suddenly beat him easily. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Good point.
I mean, but it's a heavy farm though. It's not like you can just, okay, I'm going to farm the CLS squad and here you go, I can beat the top meta. It's a huge investment on top of having to unlock Grand Inquisitor and then slapping on not only 3 Zetas but 3 Omicrons to only use 4 times in a month.
Sure.
And
well,
I mean,
The number of
Dadbot
times a
Boba,
month
for instance,
aside.
has what?
It's a number of times using a month aside, but just like investment in the character and everything.
It seems like it's a heavy investment, heavier than like, let's say, Dadbot Boba, who can counter GLs already with his Omicrons. And so I don't know. I don't feel like it was a super huge ask. I'm not tossing the Omicrons on Grand Inquisitor, so it doesn't affect me personally, but I just don't feel like it would have been a huge ask to take out Cat with JMK. But I mean, you're saying that he might be able to, especially with Datacrons, and that's something I didn't consider. So I mean, I guess we'll see.
Well, let me ask you this though too. Like, how many? So a lot of people feel like they got robbed. How many? Like right now they do. How many people though? How many threads? How many conversations have you seen where people were like, "I'm so excited, man! I'm gonna unlock Inquisitor and I'm gonna beat Kenobi and Cat. Like, I'm gonna beat that team specifically. I'm gonna have an off-meta counter. This is gonna be so cool." Like, until just like yesterday, I had never heard anyone say something like that. A couple people saying like, "Oh man, I hope he counters him. Like that would be pretty cool." But I've never heard anyone say this is going to happen. Like no one was taking what CG said as a promise until it didn't happen, and now it's like a promise. Like at least that's what it seems like.
True.
And I never saw a single conversation where someone's like, CG this is awesome. And if you played the game for more than like 3 months, you know that what you read from CG isn't like you got to take it with like 80 grains of salt, like you know, like they don't know that, like they're like, hey guys, you can't counter Kenobi Cat with this team. I will not be shocked at all if tomorrow or whenever we have the next territory war attack phase, I will not be surprised even the slightest bit if the bigger guilds have already cracked it and figured it out and can beat that team consistently and easily. Like,
true.
CG doesn't know. Frankly.
He's got a pre-taunt, so Cat's going to yeet Ninth Sister. After that, you're free to play around and see what you're doing after that. So I mean, there's certainly a chance in there.
Well, you can fear Cat easily, actually, with Fifth Brother does his AoE. You can get Cat feared. I don't know if you can keep her feared and ability blocked, but you might not lose Ninth Sister quite as quick as you think.
Honestly, the only person that's worse at wording and verbiage is whoever writes for CG.
They get paid. They get paid by
They're
the
worse
word.
than me.
They get paid by the word. They just make it as wordy as possible, and that's how they make their living.
So can his fear be resisted though?
Not that one.
Not that one. Okay, because I was gonna say they have tenacity up when she does her when he does his cooldown increase or decrease thing, right?
Well, yeah. So the chain of events that would transpire. So first off, like Grand Inquisitor gives his team 50 speed because he's decreasing them by the opponent's team by 25 because everyone starts with the plague thing, as you called it, and then. And then he'd also give. I'm sorry, that was uncalled for.
Slipped out. Got it.
It was just.
Promise it won't happen again. Definitely won't happen again.
I'm trying to actually match how I feel with what I just said. I'm not sorry though. So no. Okay. So, but then he gives his team 25. So, and they're close enough. Like Cat's just a tiny bit faster than them base speed. So they're going to be faster than her if they want to be. And so, like you're going to be able to get the turn with him. To like you'll be targeting someone who's taunting, and the way it reads is like if the target is a Jedi, then all non-Jedi in the squad are feared and it can't be resisted or whatever. So Cat's like, damn it all, like feared. So whatever happens next, I don't know, but like you can fear her right away. I don't know if that's enough.
Maybe with the Datacron, you get your percentage damage whenever you're doing plague and
Yeah.
Well, and it might be that you need a level 9 Datacron, because I think there's 2 or 3 Inquisitors that are level 9 Datacron eligible, right? So maybe it turns out that to beat it, you need a level 9 Datacron. I mean, who knows? I don't know. It's too much looking into for something for me, but I mean.
But to your original point, a lot of the chat that I've been hearing, at least especially over the past week or so, hasn't really been, oh, he's definitely gonna beat JMK Cat. It's been, can we please get a fucking kit? I would like to know what the hell this guy is gonna do, what I'm investing in. I'm making all these blind, gearing choices and everything, and I have no idea what I'm gonna get out of this.
There's issues with that, absolutely.
Yeah. The JMK Cat thing, I think we all took that as sort of being implied, as the people were saying in chat, they made a point of saying he's going to be dominating Jedi teams in TW, and at the upper level, the biggest, baddest Jedi team in TW is JMK Cat. So we understood it as, okay, good in TW, kills the Jedi team. The Jedi team is JMK Cat, therefore he kills JMK Cat. Now, whether we should have making that, like you said, it's CG, so we probably should have understood that we're just downing salt shakers, but that's sort of the thing, I guess.
I mean, I think they could have done a better job of communicating. Absolutely. I guess I just never at any point
that's my word. Every single time they release something, I'm like, communicate better.
Oh man. Well, like
we tried communicating.
When Datacrons were released, they were like, you know what? Like, we need to communicate at least slightly better. So we're gonna call Crumb and get him in paternity leave to leave a comment. And so middle of paternity leave.
Yeah.
We see this post from Crumb. He's like, yeah, this happened. It's like a paragraph. And it didn't even have all of its periods, because he's clearly what you want me to do what? He's elbow deep in diapers. They're asking him. they're like, you know what? We need to pull out the big guns to communicate. But I mean, yeah, they need to do so much better. I mean, me and Solo have been talking about this forever on our cast. They did the worst job ever of hyping the Inquisition. They put them in events that didn't use their kits. They didn't put mods on them. It's one of our friends, Ando, he was like, yeah, I put it on auto for 10 minutes and I came back. This is for a marquee unlock. Put it on auto for 10 minutes and I came back and they're still hitting Zeb or whoever it is. That doesn't get you excited for Inquisition. You're like, yeah, they don't hit hard. And then you've got to do all these stupid, conquest things and everything, the galactic challenges, everything surrounding them. They'll put the Inquisitors at terrible disadvantages. And why would I be excited about Grand Inquisitor? They didn't. And then they're like, hey, his kit does things against Jedi. Well, you're like, well, no shit, he's an Inquisitor. So, I mean, whatever. I think they could have done better, obviously.
Pretty much every event that they've had featuring the Inquisitors, again, I'm not the first person to observe this. Pretty much every event that they've had that's been featuring Inquisitors has shown off how much Inquisitors suck. Hey, these guys are awful, and you put them in this galactic challenge for your thing, and I don't care that you have full relics and everybody. It's impossible to red crate it. You just need the god mods and everything and Relic 7, and they've done a really, really good job of making these guys seem really, really underwhelming.
I'm positive that the most recent Galactic Challenge, because I got tier 8. Can't bear in mind I was fully ready at the point for Grand Inquisitor. I got tier 8. I went in for 30, 45 minutes trying to get the red box, and I'm like, nope, this is stupid. I'm pretty sure it was geared for the Grand Inquisitor. I'm pretty sure next time it comes around, I'll go with Grand Inquisitor. It'll be easy as fuck, but it's just Screw that one.
Well, it's like you can do it if you remod, but screw that. Like for Galactic Challenge, I don't want to have to do that. I relic 5'd my whole team. Like
Right.
Like please, like I've already paid my dues. Like
Literally.
Give me the fucking red crate.
Yes.
Because I paid to have relic 5 Inquisitors, and they can't even get red crate right now.
Right. Yeah.
Without remodding it, like, are you kidding me? For a Galactic Challenge, like it's the most asinine horseshit thing. I
mean, obviously people got the red crate. Mulpill said he got the red crate, and that's fine. And you can remod to do it, but again, it's like Zara said, it's a Galactic Challenge. It's not Conquest. It's not an event like the Challenge Tier 2 and 3. Sure, I'll remod for it because why? I'm getting something out of it, and I get to sim it, which is an ultimate goal, so I don't have to ever do it again. The Galactic Challenge is like, cool. I get slightly more rewards, slightly more. Not even great rewards. I get slightly more rewards.
Could you guys
over a tier 9
imagine
box?
if they didn't give us all these sim abilities now, like in events? How bad the time crunch would be now?
Oh, God.
So they've done some good shit. I'm not gonna take it all away from them. They've done some good shit.
True.
But could you imagine? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. That does not sound like fun.
I do think give me your thoughts on this, but I feel like the best Inquisitor that they released that I'm actually enjoying is Fifth Brother. I enjoy Fifth Brother. I think Fifth Brother is a pretty well designed kit. I think he has a lot of usability. Maybe not outside of an Inquisitor team, but he really took that team from being unusable to being pretty usable, even at a low gear, low star level. In, for instance, Conquest, right? Because of what his leadership allows you to do. So I don't. I enjoy Fifth Brother.
Not just his leadership, his AOE purge ability as well helps us in conquests. Just him, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, he's got some applicability. I like Fifth Brother, So one thing that I will point out too, I mean, I do have a few free to play friends who are unlocking him, actually, who have already unlocked him.
Wow.
Like that, they're wise with their crystal allocations and stuff, but they, like that was actually possible. And the only
By wise,
way
he means hoarder.
Yes.
Sure. Oh yeah, but like makes it into the top 100 sometimes in GAC, like a really good player, like legitimately just knows what he's doing, really good with it, and so. He got it the only way he could get it. And I mean, you have to give some credit at least to CG because they get the last farm. If it had been on a hard node, he couldn't have gotten it. Not really possible unless he had hoarded a ton more crystals to buy the gamble packs. But they put it on Cantina, which was a doable farm in the times frame allotted. So, that like they made it at least marginally accessible to people who, to free to play. I'm not saying it was accessible to everyone, and I'm not convinced that it was wise of anyone except for end game players to even be investing in it initially. But especially free to play. But I just I did think that was a nice touch. They made it farmable at the end. They closed the gap a little.
Like you were saying, it was such a big question mark. It was so long until we had a kit that it's a big leap of faith for somebody who's free to play to be dropping all those crystals on all these characters. So, it was huge, and they needed to be pretty nice. Their turd polishing skills needed to be on point. Like Mon Mothma is perfect at that. Iden Versio is good at that. And, in theory, the Grand Inquisitor was going to do that because they're not great on their own. They could go with Lord Vader some, but, it is a pretty big leap of faith. It's a huge investment. It's like 2,500 Cairo to get the whole team up.
That's crazy.
You had to say something. I mean, after all of the crap that they've had, I hate to go and jump into the bitching about gear changes and everything, but All the cars that they're requiring for everything. Malga's coming out needing carbs and Kairos coming out the ass. Just all of this gear that they're requiring for all this stuff. It is a hell of an ask to put all that gear and all these shit characters in the hope that this question mark is going to make them okay. Oh God.
Well, yeah.
And I know I'm opening up another can of worms with the gear changes and and whatnot, but
Hey, Wolfie, can I ask a question or two real quick from the audience?
no, nope,
It's not
allowed.
my question, it's audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not mine.
We
Not
care.
mine.
We care about them.
We know all I care about is the 3 weeks on, 1 off. Zareth, have you faced the level 9 JMK Datacron yet?
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, my first guy had a level 3. That's it. And he apparently kept Jedi Master Kenobi for offense. So, yeah, no, not yet.
I'm gonna throw this one out there. You are not in any way obligated to answer. You can ignore it. You can say piss off. Was Zareth part of the testers program?
I mean, I absolutely can answer that. I wasn't part of the beta. I was friends with a few of them for sure, but I mean, and they did a good job of, keeping silent about it. I'd be like, man, you gotta tell me anything about this. And they didn't tell me anything. So yeah, I was not part of it.
Good. All right. Those are the 2 main questions I had. The other ones were trolling.
I have a question.
No.
Oh boy.
42.
What do you think of the 3 weeks on, 1 week off thing?
Well, you
Who's
asked
that
it.
directed at?
I'm gonna defer
who
that
are
to
you
Mort.
asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that question automatically gets deferred to Mort. Doesn't matter who I ask.
That's 36 weeks. That's 36 weeks of GAC and 12 weeks of me being able to do YouTube for once. Yay!
It is slightly
You do YouTube?
less.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
I'm
you do
gonna
YouTube.
refer this to a professional
Wait, you do
YouTuber that
YouTube?
was Zareth though. So I'm gonna start DMing him every day saying, "What do I do, bro? What do I do? What do I do? How do I get better?" God damn it! I'm just
We'll
kidding,
just start
Zareth.
a train on Zareth. I'll DM you, you DM him.
Do not
Not
involve
into-
Zareth in the trains, please.
Not into trains. Sorry.
Have you seen how big that guy is? He is not being a part of this train. How tall are you, Zareth? 6'5"?
Yeah, 6'5".
Yeah, I'm scared. No,
Damn!
no.
I'm only 6'2". God damn.
Same. Yeah, me and Wolf were probably like.
Say it's really funny. I'm half Danish, and my family over there is all just fucking monsters. So like a couple of my cousins over there, they're, I think one of them is like 6'6", the other one is 6'5", 6'4", something like that. Both of their wives are taller than me. They're like 6'4" and 6'3" respectively. I'm just like, okay, this is just fuck. Oh man.
Did we have anything else we wanted to discuss before we start? We roll into Battalion After Dark.
We're pretty much after dark at this point.
Sweet.
We have to have like some sort of official transfer into Battalion.
We
After
do.
Dark, or,
We
like, figure
do.
out
Somebody should
something
come up
for
with
it.
an official
It's
Battalion After Dark
I
transition.
thought Ram was supposed to be making one because I've got that on my sheet of things that are supposed to be getting done by Ram, but I don't know.
It's
work here.
literally just
I
us
never said that.
flipping and giving less
Yeah,
fucks.
you did,
So it's
Oh,
I never
not
did.
much of a
What?
difference.
what if we just loop the video of Sidious throwing Mace Windu off the window like over and over, like for 5 minutes, and then we switch over to the Battalion After Dark?
See, that wouldn't do anything though. That
We
just
have to
pissed me
have-
off more.
We'll have the
Wind
clip
do
of
anything?
We'll have the clip of the wolf dog shitting out Mace.
Oh,
or pissing out
there we
Mace.
go.
So we'll throw that one in, and then we'll be good.
On that note, I'm going to end the YouTube stream for this one, guys, but we're going to stay on Twitch and
that
we're about
note,
to
you're
get
ending
filthy
the
and dirty
YouTube.
and get that crap out of here. Until next time. See you guys. Look for the video
Well, we
tomorrow
got-
for the highlights from GAG today. It was a good one. Appreciate y'all.
Oh.
Thanks, guys.
We got AP Gaines in the chat. What's up, man?
Oh, no. AP's here. Uh-oh.
I have turned on the
man.
alerts, so you guys